What's up? How is it going today? So let me just recap what we did in the last few days. So if you didn't follow the last stream, basically during the weekend, mainly Sunday, I've worked on converting some significant pieces of the old code, including the entity manager and including the event manager. Hello, Alternative. Thank you for subscribing. Hello, Mohammed. Hi. So we were working on persistence, and for the persistence, I had to convert a few classes, basically two classes. So the entity manager and the event manager, which been a bit painful because when I started to convert those two classes, there were so many dependencies in other classes that I had really to work a lot on it. But all that work now is done. So we have those two classes in, and also we have the majority of scripting.cpp, which is a very important piece of our game because it's the one that is related to executing scripts, like whenever you launch a spell, whenever you execute an attack, and so on. Is all scripted, so that people that don't have programming knowledge, they can just script through some text, and so that is ported. Now one thing that I noticed is that for some reason the items are not properly persisted to the database, at least not at the moment. So I was trying to understand exactly how this was working and how these items are if they are persisted or not, how to persist and such. So what I have understood from the old code is that whenever you drop an item to the ground, that item is actually not immediately saved. I don't know yet why, but it's something that we have to investigate. While when you pick up an item, there is actually a function that is saving your inventory immediately. So starting from that, we have investigated a bit the inventory system, and we have seen that we have few problems in the inventory, in particular the fact that whenever you load up the inventory system, the container is regenerated all the time. Right? So every time we recreate the container, and this in the UI generating a bit of issues. So actually I've explained this problem to the guy that created the UI. Here it is. He answered to me now. Just put a do once at the construction of the inventory window. Okay, that is pretty cool. Did you do it already, Cyborg? Did you do it already, or should I do it myself? No, I don't see anything in SVN, so means that okay, I can do it myself. It's fine. Do once. You know what is the problem? Is that the problem is that the the current code is actually destroying the windows. Right? It's destroying the window and then is recreating them again. So I think I placed the comment somewhere. I don't remember exactly where, but I think it was in hide window or show windows, in which let me search for my comment. Redraw. Oh, there it is. Yes, exactly here. What you are doing is that you are removing the child and you are recreating again all the child. So if I have just a do once on the constructor, I think that this will not work because this will just destroy my UI. Well, you see this remove child? The remove child is removing the child from the window, from the container, and then I think inside of one of this, which I don't remember which one, if it's draw window or another one, you are actually recreating it. Right? There it is. So create decoration widget. You see this one? So you are recreating something. So I don't know. I can try to do once, but what I'm saying is that I'm not 100% sure that it will work. But if you want, I can try and see if it works. If it works, it's fine. Is the constructor so the constructor is inside, where is it? I don't remember. The constructor, I think it's this one, right? Is our W container construct? No, I think it was our inventory window, our character window, right? This one, I think it was. Yes, it was this one, this one. So we were basically, this printout, W tab inventory construct was called multiple times, right? And there is not what we want. So I can have this do once, it's fine with me. I never used it, by the way. Is there a do once? Output fire only the first time the node is hit, but can be reset. Okay. So your suggestion is to do something like this, right? So to have our do once here in the, okay, I can try, no problem. If it's like this, it's pretty easy. I can test it right away. I can test it right away. So if this works, means that we can actually see the inventory updated at this point. Okay, the server is starting up. Mohammed, you are asking about what? About the plugin screenshot tool in UA 19. Any clue for it? I don't know exactly what you mean. Can you ask the? I didn't use 19 yet. We are using 4.18.3 at the moment. So this is the one that we are using. Okay, so what was happening is that when I was clicking here and clicking again, I was seeing that only 12. Okay, now nothing is happening. Okay, I think it's fine. Yeah, it looks fine, I think. Looks kind of fine. Let me check if now, when I drop it, but you see, when I drop it, it's not actually removing the item from here. So there is something in the drawing that is not correct. So when I open and close, so when I refresh basically my inventory, nothing happens. Okay, when I pick this up, I go through the creation of all these children. I know the point is that we are not clearing out the previous lot, I guess. We are not clearing out 16. Right? We are not clearing out 16. So when that happens, we are coming here inside update inventory. We are going through this update inventory start. This one I think we should hit, right? Update inventory start, there it is. Then we have receive an inventory, update inventory slot 32, right? So we go here, received an inventory, right? Then we go, where do we go? We go here and we print out update inventory slot 32. Okay, so we do this. Then the problem here is that the slot 16, which was actually containing an item, we are not clearing it out, right? We are not clearing it out. That's the problem. So we want to clear out the slot 16. That's the issue. That's the issue. So because here our code, just to avoid redoing the creation all the time, was just checking if the slot was already created, and in the case it was already created, it was skipping it, right? It was skipping it. But if the condition is false, it should actually update the slot to be empty, to have an empty image. Why this one is not triggered? That is very, very strange. I mean, for sure it's triggered, otherwise we will have different slots. So for sure it's going here, inside update slot, and it's setting. Are we sure that this thing is working? The update slot is working for set on cursor, set icon image, set stack count, set weight, set size, set inventory slot. So this set icon image, right, is you passed empty. Is empty the good one? I mean the right one that we want to have here? Because this seems to be doing nothing. Maybe it's doing something else after, because here is setting the stack count. So let me just follow this code, okay? Because I think that something may be not working properly. So we update our slot. In this case, all those things are empty, right? So it set the image to empty. It set this. It set this. Then it goes here and it checks a condition. The condition is that on cursor is flagged. In our case, is not, right? Because on cursor is not flagged. So it will say false, right? So it will skip completely this block. We'll go here to the set stack count text. We'll check if the stack count is greater than 1. In our case it's 0, so will not be greater than 1. So we'll follow this path. We'll set the text as empty. Okay, fine. Then it goes here and it checks if the icon image is actually equal to empty. This equal is a string equal. Okay, so in this case, if the image is empty, it goes down here, and what it's doing, create a new widget, set up the item tooltip. Well, we already have one, so I don't know why it's doing it again, but I don't think it's clearing the image icon, target, set up the item tooltip. I think here is not clearing out the image. I don't like this creates, because this creates done again every time we do an update. We recreate this widget, so we will have a million tooltips. What is it doing here? Create tooltip widget, then we set the text to be text weight, text size, text cat, text description, text quality. Okay, so this is the thing that you see when you hover the mouse. Then, wow, I like heuristics to find the correct icon. Hello, Snail Mail. How are you? Welcome back. I saw you already some time ago. I remember your name. So here we match the wildcard. If it's a weapon, is search for this. If not, is search for that. Maybe it is the right place, you know, to clear out the image, because it is where we are setting all the images. I mean, in the future we will have just the icon in the database, you know, the right icon pointer, so that will be much easier to do. At the moment we are not doing that, but I think we can clear out the image here. What do you think? So if it matches this wildcard, if it matches this wildcard, and we can say if it matches empty, right? If it matches empty, we just clear it out. I think we are arriving here, right? In any case, I think we do. So if it's equal to empty, actually no, it's here. Sorry, I was reading the wrong side of it. If it's empty, it goes here. Make the icon and the tooltip blank. So if icon image equal empty is true, then we go up, not down, right? Set tooltip, which I don't know exactly what is this, but okay. And then set brush, image icon, target, image. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it's doing here. Is how does it select an empty icon? Brush image size, brush image margin, brush tint, brush image. So image is empty, basically, is what we are saying. But I see here an image is M Atlas icon. I don't know if it's ever coming here. Let me check if it's coming here. At least we know. Clearing out the icon. Okay, let's see if it comes here or not. Okay. Yes, I have to close the comment. And I have to close the server as well. And then I can save. Sometimes when you double click on blueprints, it opens up another Visual Studio. It's not exactly what we want now. Okay. What the hell? Come on. Okay. So I launched another in a real editor without wanting to do this. What is doing? It seems that it's on another screen or something. Okay, I closed it. I closed it. It was everything was saved anyway, so let me just check if it's printing out that particular printout. Okay, I want to understand what it's doing. If it's actually clearing out the icon or not. I just would like to see my inventory updated. Then we can do all optimizations later on. But now I just want to know if I'm dropping something. I want to see that it's been actually dropped. Okay. So I drop this. I want to see in my client Yes, he's saying clearing out the icon. He's saying clearing out the icon for all the slots. Actually, but it's not doing anything. I mean, the icon is still here. The icon is still here, and then I'm receiving the inventory back. I'm receiving slots 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Right? If I pick up the X, it does the same, but in addition, you see that I receive slot 16, which is the first one, which is this one. Where is the slot 16 where we receive the X? But it seems to me that this clearing out the icon is not doing anything. I don't know if you have any idea on how to fix it, but it's not doing what it should do. It's not doing what it should do. I mean, we could... in theory, what we can do, I mean, we can avoid sending the inventory back. Right? We can have... or we can just change it to another random icon and see, but to me, that piece is not working. This piece here is not working as expected. Why I always have this second window? Can someone tell me? So slot item. Yes, clearing out the icon. So it's going through this. It's going through this all the time. Every time we are updating the slots. In theory, it's clearing out all the icons, all the 32, and then is updating, but this thing is not working, right? Can I put an empty image and see if putting an empty image makes a difference? Because it's still pointing to the atlas for the icons, right? I don't know why it's pointing to that. Okay. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. You were probably not a good idea. But anyway, I mean, it's clearing, you see, it's clearing out all the icons. So let me see if I drop this. No, if I drop this, it's not clearing out this one. It's not clearing out the 16. Why? Why, boys? You see here, index 16, clearing out the icon. So in theory, it's clearing out all the icons. So it's going through that. Unless that setting the image as empty maybe is not, you know, is not doing anything. Maybe it's not doing anything. By the way, why I had to select this atlas? Atlas icons UI. I mean, if it's empty, right? Or we have some image. I don't know. Let me see. Data. Where was that? Materials. Do we have an empty slot here? No, I don't see. I mean, it's nothing like it is in the, right? We don't have an empty one, so I don't understand how this works. I don't know, Cyber, you built it, maybe you should fix it, because maybe it will take me like 2 hours just to figure out what you did here. So why the cleanup of the image is not working as expected? Why the cleanup is not working as expected? So basically here, not here, but when we come from update inventory, okay, when we come from update inventory, we have 32 slots to update, and actually this 32, it says updating inventory slots, right? He's saying inventory slots is going here, is doing this branch, and is going to update slots like here with icon image empty. But this thing is actually not working. It's not clearing out my slot. I have an issue with this. Seems that just the empty one is not working, but for sure it comes here, right? It comes here. Set tooltip. Make the icon and the tooltip blank. So the tooltip becomes blank, okay, and the icon becomes something else. Image Atlas icon UI. Draw as, tilting. How do we select? I don't even understand how we select the right icon. Okay, here it's searching. Create dynamic material instance. Get data table row. Finally set the icon. So set brush target image 0. So there is the tooltip, okay, and there is image icon. Image icon, I think, is simply this thing. Yes, image icon. So it's simply the icon that we have on top, right? So it should work okay, but it's not working. Image. So here for image we provide this create dynamic material instance. While when we clear it out, we don't use this create material instance. We just use set brush and we make this a slate brush. So that's the difference. Dynamic material instance. I don't know. It seems to me that if you put an empty brush, it doesn't do anything. I mean, it's this thing is not executing it. It's not doing anything. I don't know. I think we need another way to clear out an image. Okay, I think it's time for searching the internet. So clear out image, or we can just say, change image in, what is this object? This object is just an icon. Now, what is the name of the object? Is an image icon. Which can, I think is an image, right? Is an image. Yes, is an image. So how to switch images on a widget? So this is what we are searching for. How to switch images on a widget? I have my widget. I have to change it, right? Like this, for example, exactly. Set brush from texture. Now the point is, if the texture is empty, is actually doing something. That's the point, right? I think that I think unfortunately not. One thing I'm trying to understand is if we don't have anything, yeah, I think it's not transparent, right? There is the background anyway. Yeah, exactly. It's this background here, this image icon border. I don't know. Yes, this one. Okay, okay. So this we are just overlapping the icon to the. We're just overlapping the icon, right, to the background, but the background is actually this one. And then we have the number, which is the text count, right? Just counting how many you have. Okay, fine. Fine. So the clear out seems not to be working at all. The point is that if I clear this out, my image becomes completely white. Set brush. This guy is saying that we should use a set brush from texture. Can we just select, an empty part of this Atlas icon UI? Isn't that easier? If we just select, let me see how we do it when we have an actual icon. Apart from searching the text, okay, select count, right chop, string search, get data row names for each loop, search data, create dynamic material instance. I think there is the major difference. Get the spreadsheet coordinates from the data table, get data table row, weapons or magic. Set one scalar parameters. and then we do set brush. Outro X and Y. Parameter name icon X and icon Y. So we are basically selecting these two parameters and we are setting them on our dynamic material instance material. Where is this material coming from, by the way? Do we have a material that is, I think it's probably in our UI icons, right? Is like here. Yeah, this material has these parameters, I think. I don't know where to find this, but I think icon X, there it is, icon X, icon Y. Okay. These are these two parameters, scalar parameter values, 6 and 7. So if I change it to 5 and 7, you say it changes the icon. Okay. So it is how this is built. It is how this material is built. Right. Okay. I hope it was a bit easier than this, but just to set an empty icon. But can we make the icon invisible or something like that? I mean, to me it would be okay. If the image is invisible, to me it's perfectly fine. I mean, I don't need to put in an empty image. I just need to hide the image, right? So if instead of doing this, which is not working, if I do something different, which is just to set the image as just to hide this. Is there a set visibility? Yeah, there is set visibility, and we can say hidden. Right? So if we just do this, isn't that simpler than doing all this stuff with an empty image? Then the only point is that when we populate it, we have to set the visibility back to something else, okay? Otherwise, it will not show up. So when we populate it, is inside. I think it's here, right? It's when we put the image on. Yes. I think it's at the end of this. That is where we decide the actual icon, right? I think we can just do this and also make it visible. The target is this image icon, and this will be visible. Okay. Okay, let's try like this. Maybe it is a simpler way. We obtain the same result. Because at the moment we are just making maybe too complex something that is simpler. Obviously we will still have the icon in the image temporarily, but I think we don't care. I think we don't care. Okay, for now everything seems to be okay. If I drop this, didn't do it. Why is not doing it? I'm doing it in the wrong place or what? Why is not doing this? Why is not doing this? It's not. I mean, clear out the image for sure. We do this piece because it's printing out, you know, clearing out the icon is printed out, so it comes here. Then it set the tooltip to empty, and then it set the visibility of our image icon to hidden. So I don't know, more than this, I don't know what to do. Why doesn't disappear? Boys, do you have an idea? Tell me. Why doesn't disappear if I do set visibility to hidden? Why? Hidden says, it says not visible but occupies layout space. Not interactive. Okay. Our target is image icon, which is, I mean, image icon is our image. So image icon is this one. You see? So it's actually the right one. Maybe he's bailing out before this for some reason. He's not executing it. Is image icon not valid for whatever reason? I'm printing out icon visibility hidden, and we see. Yeah, I don't know either. I have no idea why is not setting it invisible. It's very strange. I mean, that icon, all the icons should become invisible. Yeah, it's saying icon visibility hidden. Icon visibility hidden. And I still see the icon here, and I still see the icon even in the tooltip. But okay, the one in the tooltip we didn't change, okay, so I think it's fine. We didn't change that one. But this one is not getting updated unless it's rewritten, you know, after the fact. But it is lot 16, and lot 16 is actually not updated because, as you see, it's updating only 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So it's not. If I drop the other items, like now I dropped 19, you see that 19 is empty as well. If I pick up this, then in slot 16 I have again, yeah, so the server side is working perfectly. The server side is sending me the right list of items and such, but what is fucked up is the client side. The client side is not clearing out this icon for any reason. It doesn't want to clear it out. Unless we put some buttons here and we do some tests, you know, so like we click on stuff and we see what happens. Also, it seems that when I pick it, now I moved it to slot 16, right? So I have the invisible item to slot 16. Now let me do this. Let me drop the falcon and drop the axe and pick up the falcon. You see, so if you substitute it, it actually works, because so the substitution work is setting it to null, it doesn't work. Setting it to empty doesn't work. Okay, but at least we saw that it updates properly. But setting it to empty doesn't work. Should be simple, but it's not. Should be something simple, right? You just remove an image, whatever. Image icon, can I set it to null, empty? I don't know. Empty this freaking icon. Set to empty. Remove. Do something. Remove item, remove parent. So image. What do I have under image? I have set image icon, set image border, set image icon. No, set image icon is just setting this. Can I just set to empty? I mean, if I do this, what happens? Let me just set to empty and see what happens. There must be an easy way, right? Must be. Just that we don't know which one it is. Let's try to set the image to nothing. Okay. What the hell happened? What the hell happened? I think there is a kind of a default. Ah, yes, it's our. But why then when I pick up? No. I think setting the image to empty is not a good idea. I mean, we got a lot of crystals, which is good. May be good, but setting it just to empty make us rich, but doesn't do what we want. So setting the image to empty is not a good idea. It's not a good idea. Well, at least he's doing something. At least he's doing something. I don't understand why there's set brush, which is the one that should work. It doesn't. Make slate brush. So, but what we don't set here is the X and Y, right? We don't set the icon X and the icon Y, so which is what we do here. Because here we actually do a setting on our create dynamic material. I don't know exactly what this is doing, by the way. Create dynamic material instance. I don't know if it's create dynamic material instance. Instances material. Instances material. In a real engine format, an instance is used to change the appearance of material without incurring expensive recompilation of the material. Where the typical material can be changed without recompiling, an instant material can be made to change such recompilation. Certain type of instant material can even be okay. Yeah, which is what we do for parameters exactly, right? It is called parameterizing your material. Okay. Can I have an empty material? I mean, can I just have an empty material? It's pretty easy. Just a material that is empty, that is just alpha, you know? Alpha 1, that's it. Just wanna, yeah, it creates the material this way. I mean, we can also create a material and then assign that material. That is something we can do. We can have another material somewhere, you know, already predefined, which is not using our. By the way, this material, where is it coming from? Material interface object reference. Where is this set? Material, find references, set material. Okay, this one is set directly on, I mean, if it's magic or weapons, it decides which is the texture we should use. Okay, fine. Which is one or the other. By the way, the crystal, where is the crystal? No, but it's not this one. This one is set to weapons. Set to this. Where is this crystal coming from? It's not coming from here. It's coming from here. So it's coming from miscellaneous. Right. It's coming from miscellaneous. Icons miscellaneous. And it's probably the default on our slot. So our slot probably has, yes, as miscellaneous with these parameters, and this is what we get. Okay. So if we don't set the image to anything, so or we leave this empty. I mean, what about leaving this empty? So there is no image by default. I mean, why we need an image by default? I don't need any image by default, right? The problem is that it will be white. But we can do alpha 0. We can do alpha 0. So if you don't fill it with anything, it's automatically empty. Right? It's automatically empty. Which maybe is what we want. Which maybe is what we want. But when we did this before, setting it to empty, then we were getting all the icons as empty. Like if the image icon was not set at all. Right, so basically here when we did the set to empty, in this case it will work because we will not see the crystal, we will see just an empty thing. But then unfortunately after this is not working anymore, because why is not working anymore? Because it's not pointing to the asset. So or we set it again down here, and then I don't know if it costs time, you know, in the engine to set and unset, but like instead of the set visibility, we could set again the image icon to our brush, to our actually I think we do it at the beginning. Sorry, I'm lost. I'm lost in this graph. I think we are setting it here, right? So we are finding the right icon. Yes. So the only thing we should say is that if it's empty, no, but You should set it here, so why is not working? Set data table, set material. Ah, but it's not setting the image icon though. Is assuming the image icon. No, I want to know where this image icon is set. Set image icon. No, it's never set. You only have get. Because there was a sign from the beginning. We only have get. But I don't know exactly why I set the image icon to empty, okay? And so it defaults to whatever we have in the editor as a default. Fine. Then the next time when we do the update, I was expecting it to get the graphics because this image icon I was expecting it to get the graphics. I'm so lost in this graph. Where is it here? Here, here. So when he comes here, when he updates the icons, he's setting the data table and he's setting the material. He's setting the material of what? Setting the material, which is this material. And this material interface. Material interface. So the material for some reason is exposed. How did he expose this? Changing something someone else did is so hard. I have no idea how the system works, and so I'm wasting so much time in trying to understand it. Which anyway is good understanding it because it may be useful in the future. But so if I do it like this, all the icon will be empty, right? All the icon will be empty. So we can try to save it like this, but we tried already, right? We tried already and it doesn't work. So the only difference is that we will not have crystals, but we will have empty slots. Okay. I mean, another way is just to set it to an empty icon, but apart from these million errors, why we are getting all these million errors? Update slot. Accessed known trying to read structure margin. Accessed known trying to read property image icon. I think if you are setting it to none, then all the functions that they are trying to work on the image itself are then fucked up, because I think you are receiving way more. You say like tiling. I mean, if we set it to none, it's not a good idea, because then all our functions are relying on the fact that inside of that there should be an icon. There should be some kind of icon, right? Yeah, so I think we should not set it to null like I did now. Even if it gives a good result, let's say it gives a, you know, an empty thing, but it's not working as expected. By the way, now I have the falcon as the first item, and I have the axe as the third item. So the update of the inventory actually properly worked. Right? So it's server side is doing its job. Server side is doing its job. Okay, we cannot remove the icon this way. Okay, this is what we learned. There is no way. We cannot remove the icon. I mean, it's a bad idea. It's definitely a bad idea. So I cannot set. What is it? Yeah, I cannot set it to nothing. So I cannot set it to nothing. I cannot set the visibility to it, and this is the weirdest one. Okay, so I was really thinking that setting the visibility of image icon would do it, setting it to hidden, but it's not. Also, this seems to be the simplest, right? So that it's just hiding this. Why did this not working? This one, this hidden visibility. Are we setting the visibility back to all the icons? I mean, is there another set visibility? Maybe we are. Wait a second. Maybe set visibility. There are two set visibility, one here and one here. This is only when we attach it to the mouse, and this is only here. So no, I should not do it. I mean, if this set visibility works, unless it requires something else, but set image to invisible. Why not? Keeping the sides, right? Keeping the space. Luckily enough, is running pretty quick. Well, actually, it did something. So setting it to visible, hidden, right? Yes. The point is that it made it invisible for all of them. It made it invisible for all of them. Probably because I still have. Wait a second. Because I removed. Wait. No, I know why. That is because I removed the freaking setting here, right? Yes, because I removed the. Because what we have learned is that this setting about the atlas. Icon UI. No, because I have alpha. Sorry, because I have alpha to 0. I have alpha to 0. Okay. So, but if I do this, okay, let's assume that we do this. Okay. So we set an icon. Because I think the alpha, we don't change the alpha from the blueprint. So I had set the alpha to 0, and so everything was invisible. Any icon was invisible. Fine. It was my mistake. I mean, it was the previous test. So. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. It doesn't give errors, but it doesn't show any of the icons. But now I set it invisible for the ones that I have to clear out. Okay, and then I never set it visible, right? So we need to set it visible somewhere. So this set, assuming this set visibility is working, now whenever we we assign, so here we are searching the right icon, right? So, and at the end, somewhere here we find the icon. So, but this I did already before. This is a test that I did already. I set again the visibility of image icon to visible, or hit test visible. Visible to the, what is the difference? Visible is default widget visibility. Hit test visible is visible to the user, but only as art. The cursor hit test, we never see this widget. I think it was in another place I seen that it was hit test visible. So let's try to set it as this. Okay. Okay. Hey Tua. Good evening. Trying to change some pieces of the UI, but is making me mad. I cannot fix it for some reason. I'm trying, but I cannot fix it. Okay, now these are visible. So if I drop this doesn't disappear. Icon visibility to hidden. Man, if his icon visibility to hidden, it should disappear, right? Slot 16, let me check. Slot 16, we have it here. Slot 16, clearing out the icon. Set icon visibility to hidden. Why doesn't disappear? Okay, the fact that it's white when it's in my hand is because it's okay. I mean, it's not. This is not the problem. Added. So adding it adds, but removing it doesn't. So what it doesn't work for us is when we have to remove the item. Adding it, like you see here, it properly added an item here, right? It was not here. Why is not working? Why is not working? Why is not working, boys? So visibility, apart from the fact that this system is extremely complex, I mean, I feel that this graph is huge. I mean, to do what we have to do, right? So we only need to set an icon. So why is so complex? Why is so complex? No, apart from dropping the item, okay, but the one that sets these icons seems to be incredibly complex. Also, we resend all the inventory all the time. Why we should clear out, we should send only the updates. Well, that's another point, right? That we should send out only the updates. But icon image to empty, but for sure we clearing out the icon. One thing that puzzles me a bit is why the first time we are clearing out all 32. Are we clearing out all 32? I think is here, eh? Yes. Here what we are doing, we are populating the bulk inventory slots as empty. It's not populate. I mean, what it's doing here is creates. So what it does is creates the bulk inventory slots the first time. The second time just clears them out, clears their picture, right? So the first time he creates all the inventory slots. The second time is clearing the picture, but this is the part that is not working. So when I want to clear the picture, I'm freaking and it's not working as expected. What was the default? Was Atlas icons? No, Atlas icon magic. Atlas icon UI. Wasn't this the? No, it was the miscellaneous. Okay, it was the miscellaneous. It was this one. So this one. This one. So the other option for us, because I think that we have to move on. So the other option is that we just take one slot, which is not filled out, and we create a new material using that slot. I think that's probably the only thing that comes to my mind at this point. So, for example, if we take M Atlas miscellaneous, M Atlas miscellaneous as, I don't know, the last icon here on the bottom right, which is empty, which is transparent, so we just select that one, right, as the empty icon, and we take that one. I think it's the only way to do it at this point, because removing the image doesn't work, setting it to null doesn't work, not making it visible doesn't work, so I'm out of ideas, and so the only one is to pick up an icon which is actually empty, right? Pick up an icon that is empty. For now we will do it like this. I have no other solution unless you guys have another idea, but if not, we will do it like this. So in the same way, this guy is creating a material instance, right? So in the same way doing this. So let me copy this one and let me put it here. So we created a dynamic material. Then we have to set the parameters. We have to set two parameters, icon X and icon Y, on this material, right? And in our case will be 1010. I think 1010 will be probably empty. Uh, 1010, right? So I don't know how many icons we have here. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. We have 16. So if we do 16, 16, will be empty. So we do 16, which is kind of the reserved position, you know, for empty icon. I think it's fine. So we do 16, 16, create material, and then what else we should do? We should set with these parameters, we should set the brush, make brush, image icon, brush image. Yeah, we take this image, so it's 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4. Wow. There's actually quite some stuff to do, but it's fine. I mean, if it's the only way, we do it. Okay, no problem. No problem. So we create our brush. We associate the new image, which for us is this. Keeping all the other parameters the same. Yes, I think it's a good idea. It's a good idea. And then we set the brush of this image. Okay, so this thing will clear up the image. This visibility, okay, it doesn't work, so let's just remove it because it doesn't work. So this is setting our icon to empty. I know it's a big thing, but I don't have another way at the moment. Maybe what we could do it in C++, maybe we could do it in code and it would be a bit easier than this thing. But it's basically, I mean, I'm just unsure if this create material instance is heavy or not. I have no idea. I mean, setting the parameters is super easy. What if we assume, what if we do differently? What if we say that the material is already correct because it's already set on the icon, because we set it at the beginning, right? And we just change the parameters. Would that work or not? I don't know. Let's test it like this first and see if this works. What is the problem? It needs the material as an input. No. It says the blueprint itself is not a material instance dynamic. Sorry, this one. Yeah, this one. This one is our output. Okay. Let's try like this. Now we are printing out a million things, but we will delete the printout soon. Let's just wait till the server starts up completely. Okay. Come on, let me log in. Server crashed. Sometimes the server is crashing on startup. One start out of, I don't know, 30 or so, or 20. The server is not starting up. There is something that we should investigate as well, because it's obviously not normal. Again, you see? Or because he has the previous server still in memory and so maybe he's blocking the port. I don't know, he's blocking the... could be. But it's giving an error on startup. Okay, now it's up. What happened? Well, at least. No. What the hell happened? Why is never printing out my slot 16, by the way? I mean, now for some reason all the ones that we've set as empty are completely fucked up. All the ones that we set as empty are completely fucked up. Set create material. I think it's the same. Create material instance. Let me see if I missed something. So what it does, it takes the material, it creates the material instance, it's doing this switch, so it's checking if it's one or the other. So it goes here or here. So here is getting the data row table. The only output are these two values, right? Yeah, so these two values. So it's setting the scalar parameter on the material that he created here. Okay. It's setting the scalar parameter of these two. And then what it's doing is setting the brush for this image. And then it's setting also the brush for the tooltip. Well, the tooltip, okay, who cares? And here is passing in the image. So it seems identical to what I do, right? It seems identical to what I do here, but potentially is not. What did I do wrong? I'm calling this, yes. Calling this, yes. The only point is if material is not proper. Get material, set material. Set material atlas icon. I mean, I can do this. It's not a problem. Because I think he's not... because he's setting it after. That's why. Okay. Makes sense. He's setting it after. So we were missing the setting of the material. So we should set the material as this. And then... Okay. We are taking atlas. Let's default it. Let's use the default one, which is miscellaneous. Okay. So it's the one that is most likely to remain empty. Right? So now whenever we see clearing out the icon, it should set to empty that icon. Right? I named the stream database persistence, but we are working more on the UI than anything else. We are working more on the UI than anything. I think the server crashed again. There may be a timeout of the port, the 777 port, which maybe is getting busy, and the server cannot start up. That's possible. If he's not clearing it out properly, I don't know. Okay, now it's up. I think there is still some flaw in the logic, because I think that now we are clearing out, setting that material, there is no way, right? So, okay, 1616 is this freaking icon, okay? Okay, but it's fine. This fine. Whenever we see this, then we will change it, okay? But whenever we see this, means that is an empty icon. Then we will just change the coordinate. Purple is not 1616. Why 1616 is... Give me a second. Miscellaneous? Where is this freaking horse? Do you see a horse here? I don't see a horse here. It's the first one. Okay, so probably the maximum is 1515. Because it starts from 0. Okay, that's why. It starts from 0, and so the maximum is 1515, and so this one is defaulting to the first. But it's fine. Okay, we just change it to 1515 and it will work. So whenever we see this small figure, this wooden figure, means that our inventory is empty. So at the moment we have... we have these 3 items only, right? But actually, well, we have 3 items that we identified. Yeah. I think we need a... We need also an unknown icon. I mean, if some item has no icon, it should be a default, right? But so in the first slot, I have nothing. Is that correct or not? Okay, it's correct. In the first slot, I have nothing. So I drop this freaking X. It's not clearing out this. Why is not clearing out this? Okay, anyway, I pick it up. When I pick it up, it should go in the first slot, because by default it goes into the first one. So let's see, I pick it up. It's not updating shit. It's not updating shit. Slot 19. '17, 19, 16. You see, updating slot 16. So it's actually trying to update slot 16. Then for some reason, it's not doing it, but it's trying. The first one. The first one. Let me just quit the client and restart the client. I want to know if it's sending me the right information when I do it. I just want to know if I restart the client, so I will start fresh, right? So the first time it sends me the inventory, if the first time is actually proper or not. No. No. The first one is not updating. It's not updating this. Does the order matter? Because actually, it's sending me 18. No, wait. On the client side, it's sending me 18, 17, 19, 16. Right? So in this sequence, I don't know if this sequence is messing it up. Right? So that the slots are not actually in order. The slots are not in order. I don't know if we consider this. That the slots may not be in order. We may be receiving the slots not in order. Because here we are actually looping on what? Work out how many inventory slots to draw. Okay. Which by the way is always 32. And is always 32, right? I think this number at the end is always 32. Yes, 32. Then it's going through this, updating inventory slots, children index, is checking that. Now is trying to understand how many we have, and it is creating 32 empty slots, right? Now I'm just thinking, is the order important in this piece of code? I think here is one after the other. Inventory array. The problem is that this inventory array no, this inventory array is okay. This inventory array is okay. So it's ordered by the position in the UI. Okay, so this one is ordered by the position of the UI. So the The 16 will be the first at the left, right? Starting from 0. So I think it's 15 actually. Okay, it's 15. I have the feeling that we are just missing always the first one because this loop is not correct. Is my index starting from 0 or from 1? For loop index children 0 index 1. So our index here is starting from 1. This means that I am summing up 15 plus 1, and so I go to the 16th slot. 16th slot. Inventory array we created at the beginning. And from 0 to 15 are all busy. Okay, that's fine. Even if number 2 is not set to anything. But okay. So the 16 element is our first bulk slot. Okay, the 16 element. The 16 element. So here what we are doing, we are updating the 16 element with our icon. Okay, fine. And in this inventory array we are putting them in a sequence. Okay. Then when we receive this array is the description, the item description structure. So this one is not ordered. I mean, we have the slot, which is this one, which is the one that is telling us the right location. So we are getting, so element slot, so we are getting the item. Yeah, I think it's correct. Yeah, it's correct because it's getting. So let's say that, for example, the one that we receive is, the first one we receive is 18, right? Is the item in slot 18. So what this thing will do, we will get the inventory array 18. So we start to draw 16, 17, 18. We start to draw this one, right? This one, the third one. And in this one we will put 18. I don't know what we will put, but anyway, we'll put the X for whatever reason, right? And we'll put the X. Then is receiving 17, which is the previous one, and he puts it there. Then it's receiving 19, and he puts it there. Then for some reason it's receiving 16 and it's not updating anything. Server side, what do we have? We have 18 battle axe, which is correct. 18 battle axe is correct. 17 fate is correct. 19 falcon is correct. In the first one we have a mug for which we don't have an icon. We don't have an icon. Yeah, the problem is that if we don't have an icon we should default to something, otherwise we will never fix this, you know? We will never fix this. So we should default to what? What is a good icon to use? What is a good icon to use as a default? Do we want the crystal or do we want... Isn't just a generic sack? Yes, we were using in I think in Planship we are using this one, right? We're using the sack. So is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's a 10 and then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a 10, 10. 10, 10 is this thingy. So I think we should say that whenever we don't find an icon, like it was in the old planshift, we default to 10, 10. So how do we do this? I think here, if he's not find, searching data table, correct name, example, blah blah blah. String to search, get the sprite. Search data table for correct. Can identify item. Here it is. So is no icon found. No icon found. Use default icon. Okay. So the default icon will be I think I have to do the same thing, right? I have to do the same thing. The difference is that we want to search for is not weapon, is not magic, is miscellaneous. Is miscellaneous. And we are doing what? What is this icon image? Icon image is a string. Left chop search set. String to search. What is this thing doing? String to search set n1. Search table for correct row name, for example. Okay, but let's say that, okay, so here is just setting up the data for the search, and then here is searching it. If it finds nothing, it's this branch. Is this branch that is empty? Is this branch? So set row name. Set row name, okay, and then row name comes here. Get data table weapons. Holy shit! I just want to. I don't know where to intercept. You know. Where exactly should intercept? I mean, the fact that we didn't find anything. I think is here, but this is just setting row name, and then it's using row name here to do something. This row name, I don't even know what are these tables actually. Where are these tables? Let's try to understand how these tables are made, okay? Glib fate description x4. Okay, so here are the tables that are saying which item is where. Okay, I see. So for example, our mug icon. Do we have a mug here anywhere? We don't. Here. This one. So this one will be 15, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be 15, 4. 15, 4 under miscellaneous. So if I open 15, 4, we said 15.4. So if I say how do I add a new line in this thing? Data table plus new row description. Is he searching the description or is he searching the row name? I think he's searching the row name, right? So this will be wait a second, because this is basically a mapping that it did to find out item stats. If I search for mug as the jug icon. Crap. Okay, mug and jug. Okay, let's use jug 01A. Oh, it's already here. Jug mug 15.4. Why is it not finding it? Jug 01A 15.4. It's not finding it, huh? It's already there. It's already there. Maybe we are not using miscellaneous. But this whole system seems to be overly complicated. Why we don't just we have to do it differently, I think, because in the database at the moment we are storing the icon name, but in Unreal there is no direct correlation between the icon name and the atlas. I think you're spending a lot of time searching for strings and doing things like this. Doesn't seem to be a good idea. We should just send the 3 parameters, you know, the name of the atlas and the 2. We can change it later on, okay. That's true, but not fully comfortable in doing it like this. Not fully comfortable in doing it this way. Okay, let's put the default. I understand better how it works, right? So this thing is searching in those tables by name. The name, these tables are giving out the coordinates, and then yeah, probably we are not using the miscellaneous yet. When there is this thing that is said extend, you know, we're using only magic and weapons. We are not using miscellaneous. Right. Into 0 into 1, and it is. Okay, maybe we can do this. We can do this. I mean, not that I really like it, but come on. So here we use miscellaneous. We left chop 4 because we want to remove the name icon. Okay, I understand that. And wildcard weapons, plan shift weapons, icon image. Let me check one thing. Let me check one thing. No. Yeah, because he had to adapt to the database. Database was using weapons for all of this, and it's not working. This thing will not work for all the other items. Will not work for the other items. So we have to change this system anyway, because like this makes no sense. Makes zero sense. I mean, it makes sense based on the fact that we had the data this way. So I mean, Cyborg couldn't do anything different without changing the data, so it's not his fault at all. But just saying that, unfortunately, like this is not, it's not reasonable. It's not reasonable. It's not a good way to do it. But anyway, we will have to change this sooner or later, but not now. Not now. But we will have to change that because it's not good. I mean, it's okay, but. So I'm not gonna to extend to miscellaneous because this will never work, right? Change this system by having in the database the right atlas and XY reference. This is what we should do. This is absolutely what we should do. Okay, but we will do it later. So there is to be fixed. Okay. So this is a fix me. For now, I don't want to change the database, so we will keep what it's doing here. I just want to have a default icon. So if it doesn't find anything, so if our wildcard returns nothing here, and our wildcard returns nothing here, I think we can set n to 2. Okay, let's do this. Let's set n to 2, and we are doing this switch here, right? We are doing this switch here. So if is 2, we have to set a default icon, whatever icon we want, right? So let's do this. Let's do this. So here we will have a set default icon to sec. Okay. So how do we do this? Now I understand it a bit better, so it's a bit easier now. We take this material instance. No, what I'm doing. We take this material instance. We set. Okay. I think I got this. The value will be, we said 10.4. I don't remember what we said. I think it was 10.4. And then we have to set the brush. Yeah, we come here and we just set the brush, right? The only difference is that is 10.4 of my miscellaneous. So here I should set the material. Prefer to do it this way. To miscellaneous. Right? Okay. So we set the material, boom, we arrive here, boom, we have a 2, so we default our icon to sec, okay, and we go here, and now we have the right setting, okay. Okay, let me just change the horse to empty. The horse to empty. Where was that horse? The horse was here. Huh? We were setting 16, 16. We need to set 15, 15. Okay. Okay. So now, I mean, it's still not good, huh? Because it's still not good. But at least we are. I'm understanding more and more the system. I'm understanding more and more how this system has been created, which is good. So I can modify it. Okay. Server is up. So what I'm expecting now is to have the empty icon actually transparent. Okay. But the default is not there. But the empty icon are transparent. Okay, that's good. But why we don't have our freaking default icon? Why we don't have our default icon? Why we don't have our default icon? Okay, so this piece works properly, which is nice because it sets it empty. This one is searching for glyph or is searching for weapons, okay, which are the only one that he knows. Then he's coming here and for sure is okay. We can print out, well, fix me. I think it should have print out fix me. It should have print out fix me a few times, right? This draw outline we have to also be fixed. Yeah, fix me. You see, there is one that is fix me. Updating slot 21. Why only one fix me? I was expecting more. Anyway, there is at least one. Slot item C5. Slot item C5. Okay. Anyway, is fix me. So it's going here. Oh crap. I didn't attach it. Right, because these two are going here and this one is not going anywhere. Yeah. Well, okay. I didn't connect because he has to go somewhere and not here because we don't need this search. We just need to go here and then down here. Yes, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. So now we should see our default icon, huh? I'm positive. I'm positive that we see our default icon. I'm positive, boys. Yeah, it's all about entering into the logic, you know, and then... Okay, it was not 10-4. It was not 10-4, huh? But is a default icon. For one item, it changed the icon. So we selected miscellaneous. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Why is that 10-4? I have no idea. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it was 10-10. The default was okay. Anyway, we have this goblet as a default, which is fine. Right? The question is why it printed it only for this? Why it added only for this and not for the others? because now it sent us how many items? Let's draw out when we have to fix. It sent us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items in theory. 7 items. 3, 6, 7. In fact, you see, it's only when we have the tooltip. We have the tooltip on the first 7 items. Right? We have the tooltip on the first 7 items. For some reason though, apart the fact that the name is not correct, I mean name is just saying name, I don't know why. Maybe weapons is going to weapons and he's selected, it is the weapons table, and he's selecting the weapons table, the weapons table, the weapons table, and he's selecting, you know, jug is not in the default. Yeah, jug is not here, so ding 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 ding. What happened? I disconnected. GG. I disconnected from IRC. I'm still live. Yeah, I'm still live. Hello, Mohammed. What are you saying? The screenshot plugin? We are not using 419. We are using 418.3. So anything that is 419, unfortunately, I don't know. And by the way, I don't know a lot of stuff for 18 as well. But let's say I'm not. So I think you are asking if I know how to use the screenshot tools in 19 and how to do it in blueprints. I never tested it, so I don't know. Also we use yes. So I was just following this thing. Why our mug has zero icon, has no icon, right? It's an empty icon. It doesn't even have. It doesn't even have. So what it's doing is coming here, is searching if he has plenty of weapons. It will say yes, yes, because yes. Then is setting here the table to search for is setting 0. Is searching for the correct name, and unfortunately here it doesn't find it, so this row name will probably be empty. Yeah, row name will be empty. Row name will be empty. So, and any exit, so it doesn't go anywhere. So I think what we should say is that if it doesn't find it, it should. If it doesn't find it, I think it should go here. I mean, it's not great, but I mean, you have to go back all the way. But yeah, if it doesn't contain this string, so it finds nothing, it goes back to our default icon. Okay. Okay, I think that is good. Let's try also to print the name in the tooltip, because I think it would be better to see the name of the item in the tooltip so we get a sense of what it is. How is this tooltip done? I have no idea, because I didn't do it. So this tooltip window, let's go and check. UI, widget tabs window, there may be a tooltip one, eh? Character map, menu bar, option quest, shortcuts, window stats, system message, friends, inventory graphics. Tooltip, there it is. Tooltip. Okay, tooltip has name, and then he has some stuff. So name seems not to be populated. This is text name. Okay, I would like to populate this. I think it would be nice. So I think we are getting name from our message, right? Our inventory thingy. Our update slot. No, I think we don't have name at the moment. We have target. No, we have I think we don't have the name. We have icon image, stack count, weight, size, inventory slot, and then we have self, which is okay. But all this stuff, update slot. Where are we getting all this information? I think we are getting it from the message that comes out, right? Send move item message. Updated slot. What is this, by the way? Remove from parent. Ah, yes. When you draw. Ah, okay, okay. This is the one. This is the piece that is just removing the item from your mouse. I think is the one that removing the item from your mouse. This description is wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but set W item attached to cursor. I think it's the one that is removing from your mouse. To empty. Yes. I think this removes the icon attached to the mouse. This is when you drag things, you know, when you drag things. So this one is okay. No, it's not. We are not doing it here. There is a place where we are receiving. I think it's inside inventory really, where we are receiving the full message. Yes, it is. So here we have name, mesh name, material name. But unfortunately name, you see, is not connected to anything. Name is not connected to anything because we don't have the item name here. Pity, very, very, very pity. It is a problem. Should we extend it? We should extend it. Can we put this new parameter at the beginning? Can we move it up? No? I can click here. Because name, I want to be the first one. Okay, this will be name. Wow, we have to change a few things though. Huh? It is the item name. Item name. The item name is a string. Okay, the item name is a string. Now, our slot should also have an item name. I think it's this one, name, right? But it's never used. Let me find references. Yeah, it's never used. Where is it? It's pointing here, but I don't see it. Can we change it to item name? Because name is too generic. I think we will confuse ourselves, right? Let's call it item name. Okay. It's never used. The problem is that we have to pass this thing through the whole code. Oh my god. Oh my god. So we have to pass this through. Okay, fine. So we need to move this slightly. Okay. We need a set of this. Out the space. Okay. So we have to set the name to name. Right? Whatever. So we set the name, and now all the update of slots will work this way. The problem is that when we are set item name. So now wherever we have this thing empty, it will be a million places, I tell you. We have to do this. Whenever we find this empty, which is a million places, we have to do this to add the item name. I think the item name is cool to have by default, you know, so that you don't have to query the server again just to get the item name. I think that's a good idea. Yes, I think it's a good idea. The problem is in how many other places we have our item name, you know. I think it's in a lot of places. Well, a lot, I don't know, like 5, 6, 7. I mean, it's not 100, but so it's there for sure. Here I did. Okay. Then when we are creating the tooltip, we are creating the make the icon and tooltip blank. No, that is not what I need. When we are creating the set up the item tooltip is this one. Okay, so we are setting the weight, the size, the category, the description, the quality. We are not setting the name. Text name. No, wait. We have to get. Okay, we're setting the name. And the name we set first, let's say. Okay, let's say we set it first. And here we should have set text. Come on. No. Of this. And the text coming in. The text coming in is item name. Right? To text. It's becoming a bit messy, but I hope. Maybe you know what we can do? We can put this stuff on top. Maybe. I mean, if we move everything down a bit, and we have the variables above, I think it's a bit clearer, right? So you are setting with this thing, you are setting this text box. Then with this thing, what is adding? Is adding also weight and things and everything. Okay, with this you're setting this. So wait to text, wait to text, and then append. I mean, it's not great visually, but I think it's okay. And then we go on, right? We have more stuff actually to set, so we need way more space. Way more space. We need to set this, we need to set this. Then there is another one that he did. He didn't do them all, I don't know why, but maybe for clarity we can do something like this. Is clearer. I don't know if it's clearer or is less clear, but if I do something like this, maybe it occupies a bit less space and it's a bit easier to see. So it's way to text append, size to text append. Is it easier to read? I don't know. Then category, quality, description. Okay, let's do the name of the. So this should pop up. Yeah, this should do it, I think. Is there any other place where we have a slot that we are not setting all the items? The item name. No, I think that's it. I think that's it. The only thing we need to be sure is that when we are entering from our inventory, and we are calling update slots, exactly, we are connecting this to this. Is this the only place where we call update slot? Yes, it is cleared out. Okay. Yes. It's probably okay. Okay, let's test it like this for a second. So the changes that we did is that we should get default icon also on the other ones. Which, by the way, default icon, let's put the sec. I changed it, right? 1010. Yes, I changed the 1010. Right? I changed it, huh? What was the 1010? Was it here? No. It was here. No. 10.4, there it is. 10.10. We need 10.10. Okay. So this one is okay. Save. I cannot save because everything is open. Okay, I close it. So what I'm expecting now is that we get the proper default icon, and also we get it for all the items. Okay, yes, we get it for all the items, plus we get the item name, so it's a bit easier to understand which item is missing an icon or which item is in which slot, right? We still have the issue that the first slot is not updated properly, it seems to me, but let's see. Maybe now that we have all the default icon, will be easier to understand, because we were missing icons, so it's not very easy to understand why. Hello, familiar. What fantastic things I'm up today. I mean, I'm fighting with some icons, but I don't know if it's really fantastic. But it's a... Okay. Didn't work as expected, boys, huh? Did not work as expected. Why all the weapons are going in this way? Why all the weapons? Search data table for the correct row name. Ah, fuck. It's not this. It's not this, because this is a loop body. We have to do it when completed if this is still empty. Right? Set row name. If it doesn't find it, String to search. Let's do this. I think it's the easiest. Let's create a simple variable which is found row name, which is a boolean, right? And here, if we ever find it, we set it to true. Then when it's completed, we get this, and we branch. Yeah, because I was doing it at every cycle, so it's absolutely bad. When completed, we go here, and if we found the row name, we go here. If we didn't find it, we go back here. Right? Okay, so now I think it's fine. So we should get our weapons correct. But having a default icon, I really like it because it's improving our understanding of the system. Yeah, it's a big adventure. Also, there are some pieces made by some other guy, another guy which is named Cyborg, and he's helping me really a lot. So I really thank him for thanks for what he's doing. I'm really thankful for that. And but the problem is that he created some pretty complex stuff, and when I put my hands on those pieces, I end up getting confused. And so, okay, fine. Okay, at least we have our default icon for all the items that are not recognized as an icon, and we have, let's say, our items that are recognized. Okay, so we know that we have 7 items, and the 8, you see that there is no tooltip. The 8 and 9 again, there is no tooltip, so it's fine, right? Now, unfortunately, we don't get the name. I don't know why. Why we don't get the name? Why we don't get the name? Because I would like to get the name on the tooltip. I would like to get the name. Why the name didn't come through? Because I think we are for sure we are receiving it from the server side, because you see that it's printed out. It's saying inventory item, gold falcon, slot 19, weight 8, stack count 1. I mean, this thing is coming through, right? Let me see if the other parameters are correct. Like weight, like the falcon has a weight of 8. Yes, weight of 8 is correct. Size 80 though. Size, what is size? Do we receive size? I don't receive size. Or maybe we do. I don't know. But we for sure received the name. Just trying to understand why. So we received the name inside the inventory. Okay, which we are here. We're inside of this thing. We receive it here at the beginning. No, we don't receive it here. Where do we receive? Where do we receive? Where do we receive our inventory? Inventory cache items. Here it is. So this one is our inventory cache item, which hopefully inventory cache item, which hopefully have been populated properly. Array of item description structure, right? So let me just check where this is coming from. This is coming from our Planeship player controller. Okay. So in our Planeship player controller we have an inventory cache. There it is. Okay. And yes, we just set the inventory cache. So we do no manipulation on this thing. So we receive the inventory, we set it as it is. Good. So for one time there was something simple. So this inventory cache is updated properly, is set properly. So when we read it here, inventory cache items. It's actually a structure, eh? Inventory cache, yes, it's a structure. He has all these parameters, and he also has inventory. Okay, anyway, we get this cache item and we split it. Right? Okay, here inventory name, element name is not connected, but it's just because we are finding out how many slots we have. Fine. Then we are updating our slots. Blah blah blah. It are empty. Okay, it is where it is. So actually, we are passing the name. So there is the loop on our inventory items. We are passing in the name, which I guess is this one, array element name. It cannot be anything else. Array element name. And we are passing it here to update slots. Did we compile this? Fuck, we didn't. You see it's not compiled. I did the change. I didn't click on compile. That's why we don't see, I think, the inventory item. It is why I think we don't see it. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so when we click on compile, I think we will see it. So let's go one step further. When we see this, let's assume that we see it. No, we don't know what is design. No, let's compile it and see, because I want them to do some reasoning on what we are receiving, if it's in the right slot, if we see it properly, and everything like this. Right? So I compiled, I saved. So now we should see the name. Yeah, it's awesome, but it's also a lot of work. So, but yeah, I think it's pretty fun. I'm having fun doing this. Also, I'm having fun streaming it. So overall, it's a fun activity, and I'm very anxious, let's say, to see when the main pieces will go together. You know, and the main pieces will actually. Okay, now we have it. So we have. Now it seems to work properly. So we have mug, potion of healing. I don't know if you can read it because it is small, but potion of healing, mug, potion of healing, mug, gold falcon, small battle axe, fate, mug. Okay, nice. Okay, so we have our names here. So at least we know what we have in the inventory. Okay, cool. So now our issue is that our inventory is not properly updated when we drop an item. So when I take this thing and I drop it on the ground, this is not updated properly. I mean, it's update. I mean, when I click on it, it properly makes the slot empty. Right? But when I drop it, it doesn't remove it. Now we should check why. So, element in inventory array. Wait a second. I have a feeling. I have a feeling. The feeling is this. The feeling is this, that when we are, where is my inventory? When we are receiving, where was that thingy? Here, wait. I think I know. I think I know. This one that I said the server should do. I think that here we are updating. Update slot. What is this doing? I think this is just putting it back into place. What is this thing doing? I mean, the only thing I should do, I should remove the item attached to my mouse. And then I should pray that the server is doing the right thing. Yeah. I think that's it. I think this is the thing. You wanna bet? You wanna bet with me? That this is the issue? I think that is the issue. You wanna bet? Okay, let's bet. Let's bet. Straw poll me. Your question is, will the icon now be okay? Considering it's 1 hour we are trying. First answer, 1 hour is nothing. Need to suffer more. The other is yes, the other is no, the other is who cares about icons. Okay? Go, my friends. Let's see if this freaking link works now. Or if he has the wrong... Fuck, he has the wrong character at the bottom. Okay, one second. The only way to do it is this. Wait. The only way for that URL to be proper is to do it from Google to Google. Fuck. It's not working after this way. Why? Please, why? Please. I don't know why. I don't know why sometimes this thing, this paste URL is not working. Okay, can you just straw poll? I mean, go to straw poll, the website, and just type this manually at the end. Fuck it. Fuck it. You can do it. No, let's do it. Let's do with the other one. Let's do strawpoll.com. Okay. Let's see if this one. I remember this one was working. Okay. Will the icon be okay? Okay, we make it simple. No. Yes. Remove all icons and the game will be better. Okay. I'm copying from Chrome to Chrome. Is this Chrome? Okay, this one works. This one works. We will use this and always this and only this. Okay, I will not use any other straw poll than this one because this one is properly working. Fuck it. I will put it here. Okay. Results. Okay. The icon is the icon that we are working since 1 freaking hour. Okay, the last one works. Vote, my friends. If you don't want to vote, I will test it anyway. You are voting on the other one, huh? I know. Okay, so we drop it. Boom, you see? You pick it up. Boom, you see? Okay, we drop two. We drop this and we drop this. Then we pick up this and this will go in the first icon. Nice. And this will go in that one. Fuck. But it is wrong though. Why the mug now has the mug as an X icon? That's the problem. Why the mug doesn't have a mug icon? Ah! Ah! It is correct. It is correct. I think it's working, but for some reason mugs are transforming themselves into axes. Potion of healing. Potion of healing is okay, but mugs, when I pick them up, I mean, I have one mug that looks like an axe. Why this? Everything that goes in slot 3 becomes an axe. No, it's not everything that goes in slot 3. There is definitely something messed up, but it's starting to work. The good news is that it's starting to work. You didn't vote, huh? Remove all icons and the game will be better 100%. I know. I know. The little bag thing is our default, so when we are not finding an icon, we are showing the little bag. When we don't find an icon. But it seems that some of these items are messed up. Maybe we can do it with a simpler version. I mean, we can do it. Let me do one thing. Let me just remove one mug, one falcon, another mug. I'm remaining only with 4 items, okay? Only with 4 items. Now I quit. The items are on the ground, eh? Items are on the ground. I quit. I think my character is not safe when I quit. That's the problem. But that's another problem we have to solve. Then I restart everything. So I dropped 4 items to the ground. But at least now we are understanding a bit better what's happening. Huh? Now that we have the icons and we have the stuff working. I still have all the items. Yes, my items unfortunately are not saved at the moment. I mean, my character is not, my inventory is not saved when my character is not saved at the moment. Which is a pity. Which is a pity. Okay. What do we want to do? Do we want to figure out why some icons are changing, or what do we want to do? Because now, at least when I drop something, so I cannot put it back in place though. I can only drop it. Maybe when I'm picking up the item, so I drop a battle axe. I pick up a battle axe, it becomes a battle axe here. Okay. But for example, if I drop a potion of healing, apart from the fact it looks like an axe in the ground, okay, but it's not. Well, let me go full screen, maybe you see something. I drop a potion of healing, when I pick it up, is a potion of healing. Okay, fine. If I drop a glyph, and I pick it up, there's a glyph. Why before we had some weird things happening? Is the mug? I think the mug is the one that is fucking up everything. If I drop a mug and I pick it up, No, it's a mod, man. Do you think the mess is when I drop multiple? So I drop the Falcon, I pick up the Falcon. Oh, it seems okay. I drop another. How many marks do I have? I drop another mark. I pick up a mark. You think the mess is when I pick? So let's do this. Let's drop everything in a sequence, and let's pick them up completely in the opposite sequence. Okay, so I pick up this. This is already wrong. This is a mug and became an X. What the hell? I'm picking them up all in the opposite sequence, okay? So now a mug it looks like an X. The Falcon is correct. The mug is correct. The mug is correct. Potion of healing is correct. Fate is okay, and X is okay. Only this mug here is fucked up. I don't know why. There is one mug that transforms into an X sometimes. Just sometimes, not always. Just sometimes. The mystery of the mug. Do you want to know if I can drop one item on top of another? I can try. I mean, the items are at the moment are colliding, so I collide with the item. So it's like this item exists, you know. Let me try to find an angle. Okay, like this. No, wait. I know an easy way because I did this already. If I drop this, for example, here. So now I have it directly in front of me, or very close to my camera. No? Fuck it. Wait. I have to drop it like here. Okay. Now it's pretty big in front of my camera. It would be better if it was the other direction, but I don't know the rotation. How is the rotation decided? Is it based on the camera position or don't remember. Okay, like this. Okay, now we have it. Now we have it here next to us. I can try to click on it. No, it seems it goes through. Like if I click here, he actually goes to the object that is after it. So like if I do it here, maybe we'll go to the house. Let's try to do it here. It went to the ground, you see? No, it doesn't. You cannot put one item on top of another item, which I think is okay. Is this what we want? I think so. I think yes. No? Now you wanted to do a stair, huh? You wanted to do a stair. Well, at the moment the axes are so there is a default position. So if you try to drop into the sky, he will do it somehow. So you could do something like this. Something like this. Why is always the same place? Anyway, something like this, and then you can try to jump on it. The problem is that the axe is not the best is not the best item because it's very thin at the top. But if you do it with another item that is flat, you can make a stair for sure. So yeah, it's very hard to jump though because the axe is a bit of a crazy. It's too small. From the top, you see, it's like one line. No, the axe is super small. But if you do it with a bigger item, it will work. No, I think I will disable collision. I think I will disable collision from the items, or not. Maybe we'll have some items that are just made for this, you know, they're just made to build something. So pieces that you build. Okay, we improved a bit our system. Still is not working as expected. Like now we have an empty icon. Why we have an empty icon? We have one mug which has an empty icon. What the hell? Why is it changing regularly? Why this thing is changing all the time? I think we should reduce a bit our inventory, you know, having only one item per type and see what happens. Okay, let's do this. Let's remove some items from our inventory. So if I go item instances where character equal to me, now I want only one per type, right? No, it's not this, it's this one. I only want one per type, so I have number 2, number 16, number 6, and number 9. There's also number 94. Anyway, all the number 9. Yeah, we have 3 number 9, we have 3 mugs. Let me remove this and remove this and apply. Okay. So now I removed it from the database, so we have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. Here are 1 million windows to close. What happened? Okay, so there are 1 million window to close. Okay, so now we have only 5 items. Wait a second, I want to do another thing because it's very annoying. When I click on the pickup, I would like the interact menu to close. Right? It's so annoying that it doesn't close when you click on something. When you click on something, hide interact window. So this is the one that we should use. So whenever we click, we also want to close the window. It's so annoying that it remains open and I have to like move the mouse to close it. So annoying. So now should be okay. But we still have some mess up. Some of the icons are not messed up. I'm messed up. I don't know why. But just the icon is messed up because the description is correct. Which is very strange. I mean, only the maybe. I don't know. I don't know why. But we will figure out. Box crates could have some applications, yes. I think it might be the first lot bugging it. Maybe it tries to reset its icon when you move it later and bugs it as well. Yeah, it could be. I mean, we have to find out why, but there is a reason for sure of this. Okay. Okay, since I deleted items in specific slots, you see, like we have filled out different slots, which is okay. So we have a falcon, a glyph fate, potion of healing, small battle axe, and mug. Okay, so these are the 5 items that we have. Now if we drop the falcon and we pick it up again, it goes into the first slot, which is very nice, and is a falcon. Then we take the fate, we pick up the fate, and is a fate again. Okay, we drop, what is this thing? We pick it up, and is a potion of healing. Then small battle axe, small battle axe, mug. You see? It's this fucking mug. I mean, for some reason becomes this. You know what? I think we are just not clearing out the variables. That's what we do. I have a feeling. I have a feeling. I have a feeling, and this feeling is, I think, is correct. I think we are just not clearing out for some reason. We are not clearing out some variables. So let me remove this, by the way, which was correct. Which was the correct thing to do. And so the point is, also this one is okay, so let's remove all of this and let's put this in. Wow, so big. Oh my. Let me see if I can make it slightly more compact. Okay. I don't know if I like it. OCD. Okay. Okay, it's fine. We can sleep well now, huh? Okay. Okay, so this one is okay. So no, what I was saying, I lost my thought. We were saying that we are not clearing out some variables, right? So I think that when we set because there is this search, which by the way will have to be changed completely. This one, heuristic to find the correct item. This one is not, but I think we are not clearing out. We are not clearing out the icon image or the text search or something. Set string to search. How do we set this? Set string to search. String to search. Find references. So we have a get here. No, I want the set. The set is here and here. String to search is on the slot. So when we are, so yeah, I think this is the problem, because string to search would be empty. I think we should clear it out. We should clear it out. Set, like in this case, when there is a fix me, we are not clearing out the string to search. So the next time we execute it, yeah, I think it's this, but I don't know exactly if I should just set it to empty, and if setting it to empty will be enough. Will it be enough? I mean, also the data table. No, but in reality, no, because we are never going up there. No, 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 it's not this. Because we are always setting it when we go through this. And it's used here, so we never come here. We never come here. Anyway, it's not bad to clear it out, but it's not our problem. I think it's not our problem. Our problem is a similar problem, but it's not this one. It's not this one. But I think... Okay, let me try now that we cleared it out. Just for, because sometimes it's easier to test than to just get crazy trying to understand what it is. It's the life of the computer science guy. What is still open? This one? Close it. Okay. I think it happens only when we are dropping an item without an icon, and that is fucking up the next cycle. That is my feeling. Just the feeling. Okay. So let's try with the two that have the icon, and my theory is that these two will never bug out. So my theory is that these two, for how many times I've dropped them, including the X, by the way, including the X, for how many times I drop them, they will never bug out. You see? I mean, I can try more, but... The problem is the one without the icon. But the portion of healing, let's see the portion of healing if it's bugging out. Portion of healing is not bugging out. I'm picking up the potion, picking up the axe. The portion of healing is not fucking up, it's the other one. It's only the mug. Okay, let's try the mug. Drop the mug, pick up the mug. Drop the battle axe. Let's drop this axe. Drop the mug, pick up the mug, which will go exactly in the place where the battle axe was. You see? Bam! When it goes back to the place where the battle axe was, it bugs out. If it goes back to a place where there was previously an icon, it bugs out. I will show you. For example, let it go here, okay, where we have the sack. So we drop this. We drop our mug that is bugging everything. Now we'll go here and it will be a sack. Fuck, no, is an X? I have no idea. This mug is fucking everything. It's fucking our system completely. It's the rebellion mug. You know, because the problem is that our mug has one problem. And I tell you the problem. The problem is that in our database, for some reason, is set to be a weapon. And considering it's set to be a weapon, when we do this search, we go through this piece of code. Why we should not, but anyway, we go through this piece of code because we think it's a weapon. Originally, we think it's a weapon. So, which I know is bad, but is what it is in the data. So it's a weapon. We go through this. We go through this. Guys, what about just fixing the database? Because all this code is completely useless. just because we are trying to figure out, you know, the name. I mean, I will show you. I will show you. In the database, in the old plane shift, our database was organized in the following way. Was organized in the following way. We had, for every item stats, we're keeping all the statistics. As you see here, here it was keeping the reference to the 3D model, which was expressed this way. That is the 3D model, and a reference to the icon. Right? In our case, we don't want this anymore. Right? We don't want this anymore. What we want, and we can do it now if we want. We could change the database here and just do it, because it's getting annoying to work the old way, you know, to work the old way for nothing. The only point is if we want to reuse the old database. Right? Do we want to reuse it or not? We want to reuse it because, I mean, we have hundreds of items, right? So I cannot show you the real database because I don't have it here. I have it on another machine, but there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of items, each one with its own icon. So we will have to go through all of this and manually, you know, and manually do the change. But I mean, maybe we can. Because the way I want to do it, you know, the way I want to do it is the following. Let me see, how do we read the actual freaking item, right? Where do we read the item? The item, I think the item I do it in C++ though. I do it in code. The actual 3D model. The 3D model is created inside handle drop blah blah blah. No, it's in PS item actor drop item. This is where it is. It's in PS item actor drop item, I think, or something like this. No. Send it. No. It's in plan shift character drop item. Yes, it's here. Okay, it's here. So drop item. So the way I pick up items now, sorry, the way I set the 3D model of the items now is pretty brutal. I set the X to everything, right? And the way I do it, should be here, spawn actor, item, static class, mesh. There it is. So, right? So, in the database, yes. So instead of doing this shit, I should have here exactly the same reference, right? So I should have this name, game, weapons, access, double X, mat, blah blah blah. This one, I should have it in the database. That would be so much easier, you know, so much easier. So basically, for mesh, I should have this one. I can just change it, boys. I can just change it and fuck it. For mesh, we should have this. This. And for icon, wait a second. We also need the material though. For material, I think material is this one, texture. Yes. If it's not specified, is the default one, but in this case, I think we should specify it all the time, right? And then for icon, what do we need for icon? For icon, we need to know the atlas we are using, because now we are using icon atlases like this one. So we need to know the atlas. In our case, will be this one, which is T icon weapon something. T icons weapon something, which is under data, no, under materials. No, it's not the T, not this thing. It's under materials, M atlas icons weapons, this thing. But this thing should be, do I need the full name? Do I need the location? Actually, I just need the name, because in the blueprint we are searching directly for that name, right? Hopefully, I don't know though. I think I need the full one, because if I need to, let's assume that instead of this set material, I have to create a material interface object reference. Wow, GG. How do I find a material? How do I create a material? No, how do I get this material from the library, from the thing, from here? Material instance. I need to find a material instance, right? I need to find a material instance. Oh my god, what is it? I need to find a material instance and pass it to this. I need to pass it in here. How do I find the reference? I don't know. Is there something like find the reference, find asset, find something? I mean, it's the same I do by code, right? So it should be static load object. No. I have to find an asset by name. You know how to do it? I have no idea how to do it, but we will find out very, very soon. Someone said yes. Okay. So Unreal Engine find asset from name. How to get asset by name? Is there a way to get an asset by name using a string? For example, someone's name would like to be able to get a media player reference with the name, append text map to string. Sometimes there's many under the video file. I want to sign a runtime custom object doing exactly. This guy is exactly my issue. Get data table raw and click the select asset and choose the name of the CSV file you imported. Oh my god, this is making it even more complex. because this guy is going through a CSV file. So get data table row is probably getting, yeah, no, but it's not what I need. Get data table row. What is get data table row doing, by the way? Get data table row. Data table. Outro. No, but I want to search it by, okay. There is a cool thing, very cool thing that this guy said, but it's not what I need. No. Asset map dot find. Asset map dot find. Is there an asset find? Asset find. Find soft reference to object. Okay. No. Asset. Let me search whatever we have for asset. Asset. Get asset. Return the asset you object if loaded, or load the asset if unloaded and return the result. Okay. Asset data. The asset data structure. What is the asset data structure? Make asset data. No. No. Nah. Any of you know how to do it? Create asset data. Create an asset data from your object. In asset. Man, I want it by string. Asset data. Get full name. Is asset loaded? Is your asset? Asset manager. Get primary asset. Asset registry. Get all assets by object path. Get asset by object path. Okay, I think that's it. No, it's not this one. Get asset by object path. I think it's this one. But I need to give the full path. Right? Get material. Is there a get material? Get material by path would be beautiful if it would be. No, get material. There is a get material. Get material by name, something like this. Get material by name, place. I mean, this get asset by path seems get asset path. It was get assets by path seems to be good, huh? Get asset by path. I don't understand what is the difference between these two. One is message, another is target is object reference. No one answers to this one. I had a static before the material either fine out. Thanks so much. Blah 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 blah. It is not doing in a blueprint though. I would like to do it. Well, I can also do it in C++ and then just create a function, you know, that does it. Maybe it's simpler. I mean, if I just create a C++ function that does exactly this, I mean, it takes a material. It takes a material. I mean, it takes a string like this, and it just returns this U material. I think would be fine, right? A U material is what I need, right? This is a U material. What is this? No, this is a material interface object reference. Holy moly. Material set material. Material interface object reference. Is it a U material? U material. I don't know. If I create a new variable of type or whatever, and I search material, there is static material or material. Current type material. I mean, first I need to know what I need, right? Here we are setting this material reference is a material interface. I don't even know how this was created actually. Because this create dynamic material instance needs this material interface object. I need to pass in create dynamic material instance. I think some other guys must have the same problem. I'm sure. Create, what was that? Dynamic material instance. Dynamic material instance from string asset. I don't know, something like this. How to set material from string variable. I'm sure someone did it already. Please. Create a map. Create a map with a string and material. Can be done dynamically too. You can find the material by string. Create a material map. Create a material map with string and material. So it's creating a light, dark color. Yes, I understand what it's doing. Yeah, but I don't have this structure in my blueprint. I have it in code. So this one was very, 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 very close, but it's not exactly what I need. I think I will do it in C++ and it's probably easier because with Blueprint I'm getting crazy. So if we just have one function, right? And where do we place it though? The best will be in actor, right? So in our PS item actor. which is the actual object itself, but it's a generic function. It's a generic function, so I need to create a function somewhere. Do I have a utility class or something? I think I have a utility class, but it's not for blueprints yet. It's only this one, the string utils. Is a kind of a utility, but only for strings. It's not in blueprints. There is a BP utils. There it is. What is BP util doing? BP utils parse XML quest list. Holy shit! What is this thing doing? Do we use it? Parse XML quest lists. Yeah, I think we use it probably in the quest editor, right? In the quest window. Yeah, we do it. So I think we can probably call it exactly the same way. If we go in the UI game save now, what is it? In UI widgets Windows, the quest window, character chat, friends map, menu bar, option, quest. So if you go here and I search for this, there it is. Parse XML quest list. Okay, so if I put it there, it's already available in any blueprint because these are, I think, generic functions, so I can put it here. Nice, we have already a place. This is very, very helpful. Okay, so I need another function, which is a U function blueprint callable. Yes. And is material something, material assets, and this one, now the problem is what it should return, because there's interface something, material interface something. Let me close a few windows because I have too many opens there. Okay, so we will need a material interface object reference, which I don't know if is a U material. For a second, let's just return a U material and see what happens, okay? Let's return a U material. And this will be called get material by path. Right? Get material by path. And I will have path here. Okay. Now this one we will implement as well. We will implement, and we will say, oops, okay, and we will say that this is doing exactly what my other code is doing, which is this. Oops, this, and we'll return a U material. Should be a U material pointer or not? I have no idea. I think the blueprints in general are not taking pointers as parameters or return parameters, right? So I never seen it, but let me try with a pointer and see, because if it's with a pointer, it's good already. Otherwise, we just pass the address off or something like that. No, we just dereference it. We dereference it and it works. I think it's like this. Maybe it's like this as well. Okay, so if I try to compile this, I try to compile it. It will hot reload. Let's see if it hot reloads or not. I hope it does. I hope it does, boys. The only issue is that it is late now. I really need to go. Crap. We were having fun, but we have to go. Let me just test this last thing, and then we will see. Doesn't like it. Why? Expected. What it doesn't like? You have to put it inside BP utils. And you have to put it in BP utils. Wait a second, there's too much stuff open and this thing will never compile. Okay. Member function BP util may not be declared outside of his class. What do you mean by redeclared? Oh fuck, I put it inside the... Okay. You see now, you saw nothing, huh? You saw nothing. Expected a pointer? So he wants a pointer as a return? Okay. I mean, if he wants a pointer, it's easier for me, but... I thought that it was not working this way, but... I remember the other times he was asking for... Okay, maybe I'm wrong. You saw it? No. Okay, compiled. So it compiled okay. So now that we have the auto reload, in theory, I should be able to right click and in theory, and do my get material by path. Wow, look at this. The return value is a material object reference. Nice. It goes into this. Even if this one is a material interface object reference. Material object reference. Material interface object reference. What is the difference? Material object reference. What is a U material interface? Is a superclass of my U material, so I think it's fine. It can take a material instance or it can take a U material. You can take a material instance or a U material. Well, in our case, I understood that we were creating material instances somehow. Because it is create dynamic material instance, right? Material instance constant. I'm not sure if I'm creating the right item, you know. Can I go U material instance? Does it even exist? I think it should exist, right? If I do something like this, what does it say? Seems he likes it. Seems he likes it. I don't know what is the difference between U material and U material instant. Maybe we can read if there is any. U material. A material is an asset which can be applied to a mesh to control a visual look of the scene when light is seen. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. U material instance. No description. Okay. Fine. Okay. It goes there as well. If I create a material instance, it goes there. Yes, because it's a material interface. So, but this thing, what does it need? This one needs a material interface as well. I have no idea. I mean, I don't know if it's one or the other. I hope one of the two works. So what we can do, so if we have this function, right? If we have this function, we will have to pass in the full path, right? So in the database, we will need to have something like /game /weapon /axe blah 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 blah. This thing. This thing is what we will need to have in the database. Instead of this, the problem is that then I also need. No, wait a second. What I'm doing. I need two things. Yes, I need two things. One for the icon. We were discussing about the icon. Okay? I need two things. One for the icon and one for the material. Material we already discussed. For the icon, I need to point to this materials. For example, weapons. I need to copy reference. Where is it? Copy reference. That is our reference, which is material instance. Ah, you see, it's a material instance actually. So I think a material instance is good. So I will need something like this. Material instance constant game material. The problem is this enough? Or because I also need two other things, right? So let's assume for a second that I put this into my icon thing. But then I need also the coordinates of the right icon. So like 10, 4, 1, 2, whatever, right? So I need also the coordinates. So where do we put the coordinates? Or we put them here, like in a very brutal way. Like we say something like 10, 4, you know, and then game materials, blah, blah, blah. So, or we do it like this. I mean, it's not the best, but, or we add two new columns, right? We add two new columns that are icon X and icon Y, something like this. Icon X and icon Y. Now we are going to load these icons, I think, only at the start, right? So we are parsing a string. I mean, I'm thinking to performances a bit, but I don't know if we are like parsing this thing all the time and creating a table. The other way would be, which maybe is even a better way. We create exactly the thing that the guy did. So we could create a table like this, which resides on the client side. So it's already client side, where we have an ID, right? The raw value, which is, for example, icon 001, and then we have description. We don't care at all. Well, we can still keep it. And then we have x, y, and our let me try. So if I create a table, because then we can just have the ID, you know, you can have just the ID of the icon here, and we just read it client side, which maybe is easier. So we don't have to pass all these strings from the server to the client. I mean, all that shit. I think we were doing this already in the old plan shift. We had a string ID something. So we had a table of ID which was pointing to strings, and we were not moving the strings between client and server, we were just moving the IDs. Yeah, we were doing this already. In a different way. Probably for this we were not doing it, but or probably yes, I think we were doing it also for this. Basically, we had a table, we had a file with all the strings that was passed between client and server and keeping up to date, which is basically the same of doing in a real engine an icon table, you know. So what is this thing, by the way? It's a data table. So how do I create a data animation intelligence blendable blueprints? Media miscellaneous data table. Data table, pick a structure, gameplay tag table row, struct item. What is this? Gameplay tag, that I don't know what is it. So this will be our icon table, right? Our icon table. Right. Our icon table can have the ID, can have no. I need to change the wait. I need to change the row name. Maybe it's not the right type. Maybe I had to select the other type. Miscellaneous data table. Struct items. Maybe it's this. Icon table. Description XY mesh. Now I think there is a definition of this. Someone defined. I think it's possible to define different data tables. I don't know where, but maybe in the project settings. I have no idea. Data tables, no. Data table, no. I think there is a way to define. I mean, it looks like, because that one he created. Imported spreadsheet table. It comes from a spreadsheet? Really? Okay, I think I need to read. I think I need to read how this works, because I don't know how to use it. I never used it actually. Data tables. Data tables. You can have a data table. Example XML, XML, XLS. So you can open this Excel something. Hold on. So you have an Excel. So you have an Excel. Holy fuck! You have to create it in C++? Click on import in the content browser. Click on import in the content browser. Okay. Then I need an Excel file. So you basically have to create an Excel file, and from the Excel file you can okay, and from the Excel file you can create a table. Interesting. I think it's good. I mean, I think it's okay for us. So we could have, for example, no? We could have icon weapons 01, right? This is our row name. Icon weapon 01, which is kind of the ID, you know. Description is like mug, and yeah, no, the description. He also has a mesh. Holy moly! Why has a mesh? Interesting. This thing is a mesh as well. How do you create this? I don't know. That's it. I see. You have to re-import. So yeah, is imported somewhere. Is imported. So he probably imported it. Defining. Size map 180 bytes. Okay. I think it's a bit late, unfortunately. I have to go, but it's been very interesting. So I think we can check in what we did up to now. Let me just undo quickly the stuff that I made. I think I undo already, right? This material, yeah, I just added this thing. Okay, it's fine. So I think all of this works properly. I will tomorrow or whenever I will be able to stream again. What I will do, I hope it's tomorrow evening. If not, is Thursday. But what we can do, we can use this function. At this point, yes, we can use this function to get the information from our row table and associate it to a specific icon. Maybe you can even avoid that, because if we can specify it in a real object, you know, we can just associate the real object directly. So we could have a table with a material inside of it, the real material, you know, which is pointing. Okay, I think we can do that. I think is a good idea. So we will have a table that has the material, for example, our what we said, our Atlas Icons UI, this one as a reference. Then you will have the X and Y in the description. Right? It's pretty cool. So yeah, so we can have a now the problem is how do I create my, because I want something like ID, and this will be like my icon 11001 whatever, icon weapons, or it can also be just weapon 01, you know, or just 01 or whatever. This will be what I put in database. Then will be my Atlas, and in this case it will be my whatever it is. Come on. Okay, like my M Atlas icons, right? This thing. M Atlas icons, blah blah blah. Then we have my X and Y. So for example, 1010, right? So the two, and that's it. Then in the database, I will just put weapon 01. So here in my database, I will have, instead of icon, I will just have weapon 01 instead of all this shit. And this is what we will receive, and then we will just search on this table and get our material, our coordinate, create a material, and we will be done. Right? I think it's much cleaner. So I think that is the cleanest I can think of. I don't know if there is something that is cleaner than this, but probably not. Hello, Ahmed. Welcome. I'm going to bed though. I'm closing this. I think I'm at the end of the stream, but we discovered very good things. We discovered very good things today. So let's do this. Let's just do a check-in of everything, and then I will think about this Excel file and stuff tomorrow. The only problem is, do we have this Excel file anywhere? Because my suggestion is, if we check in, we have some XML, but we don't have any XLS. So if we have imported, if we imported an asset as a data table, I think we should check in also the Excel file, right? Into the, yes. Is Google Docs exporting Excel, right? So if I do file, can I export can I export to, if I do share, there is Unreal Engine Test Excel, no, data table, something. No, share like this. Okay, I understand. Now, can I export from here to Excel? Yes, download as Excel. Okay, nice. So we could do this. We could also do differently. Keep it directly online. You know, I don't know what is better. If we copy it online or we keep it in. Who cares? We will decide. Okay, let me check in everything. Do I have everything closed? Because I want to be sure that everything is saved. Yes, so we check in. We changed we changed this. So we added a function to get material from path. This may be used to get icons to be defined, to be further analyzed. Then what we did, we added default icons for icons not found, and we fixed the inventory to properly be updated from the server side when dropping an item. And picking up an item. Okay. This is what we did. Boys. We did something, and I learned a lot, so it's good. It was a good session. So with this, I will leave you for today, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow or the next day, depending on how life goes.